Yeah.
Bill Apter, my friend.
I'm having a problem. I'm having a problem,
What's
Dr. Chris.
What's your problem, brother?
I got my press credential for Saturday the 19th. And it says press. I keep pressing this and nothing happens.
I think they gave you a faulty badge.
I don't know. Here, look. Hang on. Press. Oh, there you go. It worked.
Oh, now it works. Oh, wonderful. Congratulations, man.
It works. So just to let our live viewers know, I'm having a little problem hearing Dr. Chris, but I can read lips.
Very nice. Read my lips. There you go. All right, Bill, what you got, man?
Show. Go ahead.
What's that?
Dr. Chris.
I said, what you got for us tonight, my man?
I want to title this show, at least the beginning segment, of where does Cody Rhodes go from here? Which I think is a question we need to all know and discuss. Because, well, here's my take on it. All right, we all know what happened at WrestleMania. My issue, since we hadn't talked last week, was that the referee should have had a physical before this match. So if he was hit with the belt, he wouldn't have lied down for like 12 minutes.
Okay. There you go.
That's the longest referee knockout from a belt, possibly in pro wrestling history, more so than a Hebner.
Yes.
So now Cody loses the title. John Cena's got number 17. Cody doesn't show up anymore. That's it. He's in places with his family, enjoying himself, which is great. But the question, as I mentioned, is what happens with him? Where does he go from here? This would have been a magazine headline in the old days. By the way, you know I have a new name now, correct?
I don't. What is it?
Well, Triple H said that I've been doing this so long that I've been hammering stone to write stories. And I said I was print bait before there was clickbait.
Very nice.
So because of my impending age in October, I am now stone old Bill Apter.
Very nice. Very nice, ladies and gentlemen.
And my catchline is I was print bait before there was clickbait, son. So now Cody Rhodes against John Cena. These are hypothetical questions. I'm not asking you directly, Dr. Chris. Do we want to see him with John Cena again? I don't. I don't feel any value in that. It doesn't intrigue me as a match that I want to see. Do we send Cody after another title? Do we just see Cody take on various people in the WWE, just various? Does Gunther come back and win the world title from Jey Uso, and then Cody comes back and beats Gunther? Could that happen? I don't know where the road is for Cody Rhodes and his daddy, the Mick and Dream Dusty Rhodes, and all my little babies, was against that wall for many times in his career, and now it's his son, Cody, who is facing the same thing. Where does he go from here? I would like to see him after Gunther beats Pat McAfee and gets a rematch against Jey Uso and gets the belt back. I would like to see Cody against Gunther.
Okay.
Where do you think Cody should go from here, Dr. Chris?
And yes, we are live, by the way. People are asking if we're live. Yes, we are. We're starting to grow up on the tally. So thank you for your support. Of course, if you want to have a comment on the screen, be sure to hit that super chat on YouTube, Wrestle Room, or a donation. Thank you very, very much. So
wait,
what
before you go on about Cody, hold on.
Go ahead.
That last super chat, 2 weeks ago, where you got $4.38. What did you do with the money?
What did I do with the money?
Yeah.
I won't handle that.
Okay, just want to know. Okay, go ahead.
I don't remember having $4.38.
I sent it from Las Vegas. All right. Go ahead.
You sent it. I didn't know. I didn't catch it. That sucks. Okay, so what is next for Cody Rhodes?
Yeah, where does he go from here?
I think that we should get a Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre feud.
Why?
Because both of them, it could be Drew McIntyre has been absolutely, he's shown that you don't need a championship to have a riveting story, a riveting feud that causes a lot of emotion. I think that we should have more of those when it comes to the championship. But I do think if you drew a story behind Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre, I think that it could lead to a really good opportunity for a good SummerSlam match, really, honestly. And I think that it could also can lead, or at least a Money in the Bank or something like that. Although I don't want Drew McIntyre to be yet another victim. I don't want someone else to come in at the expense and look better at the expense of Drew McIntyre. I'm tired of seeing that.
I agree, because Drew makes everybody look good, and he still comes out looking great as well.
I don't think he comes out looking great as much as he should, though. I think that beating Priest helped at WrestleMania, but losing to Priest at WrestleMania last year, losing to Punk, just what we've seen lately with Drew, I'm not a fan of what we've seen, and I do think that Drew definitely is someone who needs to WWE needs to really reward for the very fact that the past year, I think that Drew McIntyre.
How would Cody be the person?
I'm about to explain. I think that Drew McIntyre has been the MVP of the past year. From WrestleMania to WrestleMania, I think that Drew has been. I do think that you can put some feeling and some emotion within a Drew and Cody feud, because I do think, Cody was champ for a year. Step him back, step back from the championship, allow him to have a feud where someone can easily come in the way. Cody can cut a promo and say, "Hey, John, I'm not done with you yet." Perfect opportunity for Drew McIntyre to come. He actually even mentioned John Cena of wanting to take the title from John Cena, recent promo. And so, and Drew has sowed seeds to have something going on with Cody Rhodes months ago when he wasn't even on the roster. He came on SmackDown and he basically was congratulating Cody Rhodes and saying that he's, for him and things like that. So you've already sowed seeds between Drew and Cody from several months ago. And Drew can easily say, I'm tired of you being in the, forefront of the title hunt. I've been busting my butt. I've been the one who should be the champion. I've been the MVP. You've been the golden child and the golden boy. I'm going to get my opportunity. I'm going to take it from everybody, including you. You don't deserve it again. You've already had it. It's easy for him to integrate himself into a feud with Cody Rhodes. And this feud could be, a number one contenders match or something to the sort when it comes to that dynamic. And so wouldn't
they say if Drew wins and number one contender again?
Why not? What else?
No, I agree. I agree. But yet you'll have a lot of fans saying that, hey, they did that again. Come up with
I don't
something
think so. I don't think so. I think a lot of fans are respecting Drew's work. A lot of fans are saying, Drew's been cooking. That's a internet Gen Z type of deal nowadays. Cooking, he's been cooking, and so I think and I agree. I actually agree with that sentiment. I agree. I think that's both of them are in need of a very riveting story that can make them look good, because the Drew and I don't think this year has been very strong for Drew, because he feuded with Jay in the beginning of the year, and that really didn't do too much. He actually lost, to Jey Uso at Netflix, the Netflix premiere. And so, and the Damian Priest thing, it just felt. I mean, it was intense, but it still felt filler. It didn't really lead to much.
Absolutely, very well put. It felt like filler, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What I want to see Cody do, and nobody's thought of this at all. This is Billy the Booker, if you will.
Come on, baby.
I want Cody to come back and say, years ago, when I was elsewhere, there was someone in that company that people wanted to see me wrestle with. And it's about time that match happened now. CM Punk, I'm calling you out.
Okay.
That's what I want to see.
Okay.
I want to see Cody and CM Punk. And I think the fans who watched AEW, and that was peak AEW feeling time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That was that great time when they were both there, but they never touched each other. They never did anything with each other. Mm-hmm. So now you got these two AEW alumni who were originally WWE alumni, and now they're back here. And I think it would freshen up CM Punk too, before the chants start getting sick, getting sour a little bit. What do you think of that?
I like that idea. I just think I would adjust the timing of it.
How so?
I would like to see. I think what we should get at the end of the year is Cena turning babyface because Cody sells his soul to The Rock. I think that's that's the only thing that will make sense of this sell your soul thing, because it has flopped in many people's eyes. It didn't make sense. A little less than 2 months leading into WrestleMania, they did nothing with that Elimination Chamber moment. Didn't even see The Rock at all. Was barely mentioned, and so he's got a lot of negative flack following WrestleMania. He did say the Pat McAfee show that there's some time where it can be reevaluated or revisited down the line as far as the sell your soul thing. I think the only way that would make sense is if Cody sells his soul, turns heel, which Rock actually said he can see Cody turning heel down the line, because there were discussions for Cody to be heel around this time.
Yeah.
Rock said no, and then Cena stepped in. I think that Cody wins the title again by turning on Cena. Cena leaves as a babyface. Cody turns heel, and I think that's when you would insert someone like a CM Punk in, chasing the title as a babyface.
Yeah, I see. That's a great way to do it. And Cody, if he turned heel, he would not be a heel that the fans would cheer for, like John Cena and Jacob Fatu. You have heels that are being cheered, but I think Cody, if he turned heel, would actually be a heel. He'd be booed.
I 100% agree with that, Bill.
All right, I want to ask you another question. Two questions that have made no sense to me from, depending upon when people are watching this, the April April 28th edition of Monday Night Raw.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, Sami Zayn now gets into the same program he had with Kevin Owens.
Yes.
But Seth, you're my best friend.
Yeah.
Well, Sami, you're either going to do this or you're not going to be my best friend anymore. Okay? Well, by the way, I do like that Seth has bought Prince Nana's robe. I thought that was very classy.
Very nice. Very nice, yes.
You saw that robe he was wearing, right?
I did, yes.
Right,
yes.
right out of the Prince Nana wardrobe.
It was like 13. It was like over $13,000. There was a pic that showed
Prince Nana can retire now.
It was almost $13,000.
Right at his closet. But now you got Sami Zayn, and Sami last night, when I was watching him, just appeared like a regular guy being in the ring. He didn't look like a professional wrestler last night. There were times with his feud with Kevin Owens, he looked like a professional wrestler, but we didn't even know that the match was going to happen with he and Braun Breaker at that point, because Seth Rollins was ending the thing and said, we only have a few moments left. And all of a sudden, Braun Breaker comes out with Paul Heyman. So that's number one. That's number one. That Sami.
I think Rollins, I think we did know that the match was coming, because it usually ends around.
But Rollins,
I think it ends around the 10:30 to 10:35 mark.
Yeah.
That was like a little bit after 10. So you still had like 25, 30 minutes left.
But Rollins said we're running, we don't have much time left. So that's why.
Of course he's going to say that, because he's not going to say, hey guys, by the way, we have 30 minutes left in this and we're starting this segment. It's probably going to be a match in this segment, because it's not going to end that.
All right. Now, while Braun Breaker was beating the tar out of Sami Zayn, looking like a guy who was just walking around the street and came in and got beaten up, why were the fans lighting up their cell phones? Did you notice that?
I did not.
It was all over the arena. I thought the Wyatts were coming out.
Oh, did you? Interesting. I didn't
take a look if you watch the rewind. The other question that I have about the same edition of Monday Night Raw, and I'm going to use the 4-letter word that starts with an H. What the hell was Rusev talking about? He sounded like I couldn't figure out what he was saying. He sounded like a Snook interview. Well, you know where you're going, and then you say, and I'm going to go, and I'm going. I was like, what did he say? Was that his challenge to Otis for next week?
I think that's what they're trying to create him to be. Like, I think that they were trying to. I think his gimmick now is like he made a mistake of not betting on himself, and now he's going to beat up people who don't bet on themselves.
I couldn't figure out.
Yeah,
Dr. Chris, you as a psychologist need to get that guy and put him on the couch and find out what he said.
Yeah. Yes, I agree. I think that's a very, very good point there.
Totally confused me. And, I want to see him succeed this time. I really do.
Yeah, agreed.
He's got that great look.
Yeah, he looks great, man. He looks wonderful. He's clearly he's, continuing to look in, tip-top shape. He's one of those people who still stays. It's a discipline to him. He's not just training and staying in shape because he has a prominent spot. He's staying in shape because this is a discipline. It's a lifestyle for him. And I appreciate that as someone who trains.
Oh, definitely.
I think it's fantastic. I appreciate.
You could put Cody with him too. The American Nightmare against. Well, he's not Russian anymore. So
here's the problem I have with that, Bill. And I said this. We mentioned this before. I talked about this before with you and I. I think it's a miscast with Rusev. I don't like. And again, man. This blurring the lines type of stuff when it comes to faces and heels, it's creating a very, very difficult opportunity for casual fans to come in and understand the product.
Well, wait. How are they blurring the lines? He's a heel.
He's not a heel, Bill. He's not a heel. He's not a heel. People are chanting Rusev Day and cheering him more than the.
Yeah, I didn't catch that. And then when they announced that they're going to put
He
him
was
against Otis the
completely
following,
cheered. He was
yeah, and
complete when he
I
came. He
did.
was completely cheered
Yeah,
when he
I
beat
did.
up Otis.
I must have missed that.
Yeah, when he beat up Otis and he beat up Tozawa, he was completely cheered. Not one single boo.
And that, him against Otis is going to be, the bumping of the power.
Yeah, which I don't think they should do. And
No,
another
me
thing,
either.
it's like he should be coming in and absolutely obliterating people. He should do that. And if he wants to do, like, if they want to have him obliterate Otis, I'm like,
Yeah,
man,
right.
you can't do that with Otis, man. Tozawa, sure. I mean, absolutely squash him. I think if they want to keep him a heel, which I still think he's miscast. But if they really want to make him like a menacing heel, have his first match be against Tozawa, and have him just obliterate.
Oh,
Because
yeah. Like
yeah,
in the old days, they would have
yes,
done that.
yeah,
A squash
absolutely.
match.
Yeah,
I would
yeah.
like to see Rusev, and again, it's heel, or whatever. Rusev and Gunther, I think, would be a really good matchup.
See, when we
No,
have these conversations, man, I'm like, what's the story behind? I
not
always say
yet.
this.
There's no story. I just would like
Yeah,
to see them against each other.
and I always say this, Bill. I don't do match for match's sake.
I know you don't.
There's zero equity in that. Zero equity. It's just
Okay. Okay.
like we can schedule matches ad nauseum, and that's what we do oftentimes in pro wrestling, and that's the reason why it's not really clicking to a casual audience. Because I'm great segue to my Pancakes and Power Slam show that I'm about to talk about, the psychology of a pro wrestling mark. And I'm going to talk about that. Now, there's psychology behind that. I'm going to really break that down. Mm-hmm. And basically, like, we're seeing all of these matches for matches' sake. You're invoking these matches, and it's not giving a story. And so now you've conditioned the fan to want match, spot, pop. And it's like, okay, well, now you're causing the athletes to work harder to get the same amount pop that some, or lesser of a pop really, than someone in your day, Bill. They would get a pop by punching someone, or they would get a pop by doing an elbow drop, or they would get a pop by hawking out, brother. You know what I mean? That's the pop that you would do from a psychological perspective. Now you're invoking all of this pop spot fest just to get the same or less pop than a star would 30 years ago.
Yeah. So now John Cena's next challenger is someone he's wrestled 100 times. They always had good matches. How does Randy Orton lose in his hometown and still save face? Does Randy Orton go crazy and get disqualified? Because that's what I was thinking. That Randy Orton just come on. And people would go home happy in St. Louis for that.
Not for a main event. if it's a DQ, it's a main event, and he gets DQ'd. I think the fans would boo that. Like, why are you going berserk? And this is probably your last, or one of your last world championships.
You're right in your neighborhood too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think. Here's my thing, Bill. I mean, why not have it a clean win? I mean, Orton's at the twilight of his career. He's having a loss in St. Louis. For the purpose of making Cena look even more stronger as a heel, I'm all for it.
I get it. I would be for it too, but I know Randy, and I know what he will and won't agree to, and I don't think he would be comfortable doing a clean loss to John Cena in St. Louis. I just don't see that happening.
Really?
Yeah,
really. You think he would refuse doing the job for Cena, knowing that
No,
Cena,
no. I think
knowing
there
that,
would be some sort of controversy in the loss.
really?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's Randy Orton. That's really Randy Orton, and more so because they're pushing it as his hometown there. So I think there's got to be some sort of a controversy in there.
I think that's perfect for Cena to win clean.
Yeah,
Because from a business standpoint, you have like Randy Orton's going to get paid the same amount of money if he loses or wins.
Yeah.
Okay. And if he loses, he knows that the purpose of this, and he's someone who is much more of a company guy than he used to be. You know, he's basically like, hey man, like who do you want me to feud with? And you know, hey, let's do it. And I think that Randy Orton wouldn't. I personally, now granted, I mean, you know Randy Orton much
really
more
well,
so you would have a much better assessment of Randy Orton than I would.
Okay.
I'm just going to say this. This is what I think. This is what my opinion is based on what I've seen Orton do over the past 5 to 7 years, being more of a company guy, and some things that I know from people saying Orton is much more of a company guy than he used to be, of knowing
probably
people.
yes, but
and so what I think is Orton would be up and fine with losing in his hometown, knowing that the purpose of this, and I'm getting paid the same amount of money, I'm going to lose to Cena, even if it's just schmoz finish. If someone causes him to lose, you know, why not have someone like a Jacob Fatu who cause him to lose? You know,
no, it's going to be Travis Scott again because this guy
wants
to be he wants to be a wrestler, and they're going to.
So what are you going to Orton versus Travis Scott?
No, but Travis Scott will cause the loss. He will cause. There'll be a distraction and a whole schmoz there.
But that was with Cody though. That was the Elimination Chamber. Like Travis Scott is with Cody. He
did.
No,
I know that, but I think to keep him with John Cena right now is a whole.
I don't think he's with John, because so essentially what I'm hearing from you, Bill, is Travis Scott, who we haven't seen since WrestleMania, is just going to randomly come back at a minor PLE and cause Randy Orton the match.
Yeah, a distraction. A distraction. Yeah. Yeah, that's because the WWE is so high on this guy. They really are. They can't wait to get him out there.
If they're so high on him, how come we've only seen him twice in over 2 months?
They're slowly bringing him along. Now, wait, another thing you said about the money. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, I remember asking Bruno Sammartino if he would lay down for this. Because back in that day, you didn't ask people, is wrestling fixed? And what didn't they answer?
I didn't think it was broken.
I didn't know it was broken. But Bruno would say to me, why would I purposely lay down? Because winners make more money than losers. Old-time mentality.
True.
But not true.
Like back in the day, yes, it was. Right, you get the winner's purse, so to speak, or as Dusty Rhodes used to say when he used to commentate WCW Saturday Night, the pay window, baby. He's got a trip to the pay window, baby. Yes.
You have two half-naked men in bathing suits fighting over a purse. Yes.
There you go. Yes, we're fighting over a purse. Yes, indeed. Yeah, good topics, Bill. I think as always, man. I think you drew some really, really good.
That's why I love doing this show with you, because
I agree.
With a theme and we just keep rolling. And we are in the look at the ambiance here in the wrestle room.
Very nice in the Wrestle Room. Yes, good audience today too, man. So thank you so much. Be sure to go over to Wrestle Room and hit sub. It looks like a lot of our crowd is Wrestle Room and the Facebook and Twitter and so XO. Go
and Wrestle Binge. Subscribe to Wrestle Binge, because everything I do for Sportskeeda is on WrestleBinge.
Except for this.
So much of what Dr. Chris does for
all,
Sportskeeda.
all except for this.
All
Yes.
is on
All the
WrestleBinge.
Sportskeeda stuff except for this is on WrestleBinge. So yeah, I mean, but we're growing this channel. This is another channel that we're doing here on Sportskeeda. So be sure to sub. I see that we are growing our Facebook page for Wrestle Room as well.
That's great.
And we're going to continue to grow our YouTube page. And thank you that our comments have been on YouTube and Facebook. Be sure to hit that sub button. Let's subscribe. We've got like hundreds of thousands of followers between our YouTube pages. Let's continue to do that with our Wrestle Room. So be sure to hit that sub. The is still malfunctioning again, Bill?
It worked.
There we go. Yes,
Gotta hit it in the right place. Dr. Chris, where can people find you on social media?
Oh, great question. At Chris Prolific, right underneath my name there. And I'm about to head over to the Pancakes and Power Slam show. And as I talk about it, the psychology of a pro wrestling.
Great show. It makes you think. It makes you think.
Yes, indeed. How about you, Bill? What can they find you, my friend?
Right there.
X.
After one wrestling and holla holla Teddy Long, Mac Davis and I will be in St. Louis, baby, on the 16th and 17th. Teddy's going to be inducted into the St. Louis Hall of Fame there, SICW. So if you're watching this and you want to make some plans for that weekend, there's going to be legends there. Abdullah the Butcher's going to be there.
Nice.
Kevin Von Erich's going to be there. Whole bunch of legends right there. SICW.org.
Yes. SICW.org. Go there.
Yes.
Pancakes and Power Slams. Go there now. This is Wrestle Room. Subscribe right now, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, and you know what? The rent here at Wrestle Room it doesn't cost much, right, Dr. Chris?
Yes, that's what I heard. Yes,
yeah, we have a room here, and you're welcome in every Tuesday.
Man. Yes.
Live at 11 p.m. Eastern Time.
Yes, indeed.
You can join us here in the room.
Beautiful. Beautiful, Bill. You and your old school town loop plugs, you still got it. Oh, yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely.
You still got it.
Absolutely.
This guy right here is Bill Apter. I'm Dr. Chris. This is Unscripted. Have a good night, everybody.
We'll see you at the matches.
Hello.